Who would win in a 7-game series, Gojo or Sukuna? Both are their respective number 1 seeds of their era, Gojo the strongest sorcerer of today, versus Sukuna the strongest sorcerer in history. This is a video idea that I've toyed with for a while now, but I'm finally feeling feisty enough to do it, so without further ado, let's get into it. Game 1 of this series, I think it's just these two monstrous heavyweights filling each other out, pause if needed. They're just trying to see what tricks the other one has up their sleeve. But in my opinion, the one who came out swinging heavier first and ultimately takes game 1, none other than Satoru Gojo. He had to come out swinging and let everybody know he's a force to be reckoned with. He takes this one easily. Just because he got bounced in game 1, don't count Sukuna out because he's coming back with a plan. Coming back to our scoreboard, Gojo's up 1-0 in the 7-game series heading into game 2. In game 2 is where we begin to see the domain clashes, and going into halftime, Sukuna has a big lead over Gojo. Against all odds, Gojo was able to come back and shock Sukuna. I don't know what Gojo did during halftime, but he was able to adapt, battle through adversity, and overcome Sukuna, stealing game 2 from him. Back to our scoreboard again, Gojo is up 2-0. If you're a Sukuna fan, it's time to start panicking a little bit because it looks like Gojo is going for the sweep. But can he maintain this level? Game 3, it was never really close from the start. Sukuna took a big lead early on, and it proved to be way too much for Satoru Gojo to overcome. Looking at our scoreboard now, Ryomen Sukuna is finally on the board, but Gojo still has the lead at 2-1. Game 4 was one for the ages. It was back and forth the entire time. It just came down to who was going to miss first. Sukuna was our winner of Game 4, and after the game we caught up with him, and he took one of the famous phrases from our favorite basketball content creator, Lethal Shooter. He said, "Alright, I understand it now." What does this mean for Gojo? I'm not sure, but Sukuna sure seems confident after rattling off 2 in a row. The scoreboard now shows these two all tied up at 2 apiece going into Game 5 in our best of 7 series. Sukuna has all the momentum going into Game 5, and it looks like he's able to continue riding that wave because he takes down Satoru Gojo once again. This is one of those games where the score makes it seem like it's a little closer than it actually was, but in reality, Sukuna was in control from the jump. For the first time in this series, Gojo is now trailing Sukuna. Sukuna leads 3-2 in the best of 7. During Game 6, Sukuna came out with swagger and confidence, and he was able to get a big lead over Gojo through the first 3 quarters. However, against all odds, once again, Gojo was able to put on a miraculous 4th quarter, and he put himself up 5 with 1 minute remaining. We saw what we all thought was Gojo putting the final nail in the coffin for Game 6, throwing this hollow purple. But like we've seen throughout this whole entire series, Sukuna's not going to go down without a fight. There's a famous quote that Sukuna said earlier, "I understand it now." After an insane final minute, Sukuna's down 2 with 5 seconds remaining, ball in his hands. Thanks to Maharaga, Sukuna had one final ace up his sleeve, and he's able to hit Gojo with the world-cutting slash, just like in the manga. As much as it pains me to say this because I'm a Gojo stan, Sukuna takes this series in 6 games. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if there's anything you would have changed, and also let me know if you like this video format. I might have got a little too into character there, but let me know your thoughts. Peace.